What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Tony's Picks Look Ahead Show here with yours truly, Vegas Al here, ready to get in tomorrow's action. January 7th here, Wednesday action. We're going to cover college basketball, NBA basketball, and of course, the NHL hockey slate here for tomorrow. Give you guys all the injury updates, line moves, try to get ahead of any crazy injury news, really, or any updates, really. It's been a frustrating couple days. The one that sticks out today is try to get on the plus there with Georgia. And of course, Florida somehow covers this 9.5 points at home. I don't know. I'm calling for Mike White's job at this point at Georgia. I get it. Georgia's jumped off to a great start this year. But that's now, what, 7 straight games in Gainesville. Georgia hasn't gotten it done. Um, ugly, 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 ugly. But we're moving on. I'm guaranteeing a winning day tomorrow. Guaranteeing a winning day. About all I can say about it right now. But without further ado, let's get into we'll start with college basketball here. Indiana and Maryland. Like and subscribe here before we get into this action. I'm going to zip through this card today. Like I said, not hot right now. Kind of pissed off. Just going to give you guys my thoughts on these games. Try to be quick. A lot up on the site. A lot of volume still. That's all I know. So here we go. We got Indiana and Maryland. Looking at this one here. Indiana laying 7.5 here on the road against Maryland. Maryland's been 50-50 this year, obviously. 7-7 squad here. Missing Pharrell Payne as well, leading rebounder and scorer. And then you look, Indiana 11-3, done some nice things this year. Obviously, DeVries now running this Indiana Hoosiers program, has the son on the team, etc. I don't know. I get there's no Pharrell Payne for Maryland, but still an Elijah Saunders, Solomon Washington have done some nice things here, rebounding-wise, bang around with these Indiana bigs to get almost, I think, 7.5 points here at home. I'm looking here at the Maryland Terrapins way in this first game here between the Hoosiers and the Terrapins. Give me the Terrapins here plus the 7.5 points. All right, on to the next one. We got Western Carolina versus Samford. I know probably not the greatest of games here to talk about, but I just like the value here that we have with the West Carolina. Let me pull this up here. I am now seeing 5.5. I was 7.5, 6.5 on this Western Carolina. 5-18, but if you look at the non-conference record, it's been brutal. Got beat up by some of these big-time opponents, but I don't know. To me, the pace of play favors Western Carolina. The size rebounding advantage favors Western Carolina. It's really just this Jaden Booth kid from the Sanford side of things, and he not the greatest three-point shooter as far as field goal percentage-wise from three for him, but really all they got scoring-wise, this Sanford squad, 8-7 this year. I get it, Western Carolina, a 5-8. But, again, a rough non-conference schedule. We're going with Western Carolina here. We're taking the points, possibly even a sprinkle on the money line here in a little small mid-major college basketball here. We'll take Western Carolina. All right, another small mid-major type game here. Citadel, Mercer. I would have had Mercer here as like an 8-point favorite to get 16.5 here with Citadel. Feels like quite a bit of value. Let me pull up here some of the information I have on this one. What gets me on the Citadel Bulldogs side here is these three forwards that I'm looking at here on the Citadel squads. First off, small team, 6'6", 6'7", 6'8", really the tallest players. These Braxton Williams, Sola out of BC, and then Christian Moore are the three leading scorers on the Citadel Bulldog squad. They are going to hustle here. They're going to fight for these boards. To get 16.5 points here against Mercer, I'm actually looking to take. Just not a big believer in this Mercer squad laying something like that here with them. So I'm on the Citadel Bulldogs here in this one. Another little mid-major game I'm getting to here in FIU, Jacksonville State. When you look at this FIU squad, they've been doing some nice things. We cashed on them a couple games ago. I think we have another size and rebounding advantage here, even a shooting advantage as a team. Best player on the court advantage as well with FIU, this Corey Stevenson kid, 6'6" guard forward combo here. 18 points, almost 8 rebounds a game, shooting almost 47% from three. This guy, FIU's won 5 out of the last 7 games. 2 losses there in that stretch are to a Miami Hurricanes. No problem there, no slouch. And then an overtime loss to Liberty, who's really the number 1 team out the gate here in Conference USA. I think Florida International's live here, the plus 1.5 point dog. I'm taking FIU here on the road against Jacksonville State. Then I got another short price dog here with this Florida Atlantic Owls squad taking on UAB Blazers. I just feel like the wrong team's favorite here again. Almost twice the amount of threes per game being shot here for Florida Atlantic. Almost 10.5, 11 threes shot. Only 5.5 to 6 threes per game shot out of this UAB squad. Also, FIU hitting them at a higher percentage as well. Also, the size advantage I'm seeing here with FAU. Got no problem taking FAU plus the 3.5. Again, I think wrong team's favorite here. I'd even look money line with those Owls. Give me Florida Atlantic here plus the 3.5. Zipping right on through this. We got Murray State here and Evansville. When I look here, Murray State, the 8.5 point favorites. Total here in this one to give you it. Let me find it. Excuse me. Total here. I don't know why I can't find these games. Give me a second, guys. I'll just tell you what the game is. I'm not on the total anyway, so it doesn't even matter. When you look at this one, 4-12 Evansville squad. Yes, they have some size, but 340th in pace. When you look at Murray State, they're a top 25 team in pace. Evansville, again, struggles to get to 50 sometimes. If you look at some of the recent scores that they've had. Still, I do think Murray State has enough size to bang on the boards here, even with Evansville being kind of a tall team. 9 straight wins here for Murray State. Really one of the better teams in this conference. Got no problem laying the 8 points here with the Murray State squad here. So I'm on Murray State minus 8 here in this one. All right, we got Arizona State, BYU. Finally, a big-time matchup here with the Sun Devils taking on this BYU Cougar squad. Obviously, DeBansa, Saunders, all of these guys on this BYU squad has looked very nice this year. Only 1 loss this season, but they've kind of had a cupcake schedule. Let's call it what it is. Do I want to lay 18.5 points here with BYU? Absolutely not. I think Hurley will have his boys ready. When I pull up just some of these numbers here as well, 35% from 3 is this Arizona State squad. It's not bad. Enough size here to bang around on the boards as well. I don't know. To me, 18.5 feels like too much. And then you look, BYU on Saturday plays the basketball version of the Holy War here, taking on Utah, a little in-state rivalry. I don't know. I feel like BYU possibly has the lead late, maybe even up by 20 late, and not scared to sit a few guys in preparation here for the Saturday showdown. Maybe a backdoor cover. I think Arizona State can keep this close late, though. We've been seeing a lot of teams, Gonzagas of the world come to mind, letting these teams play close. Again, Arizona State here, plus the 17.5, 18.5. Obviously, do your line shopping, but we're on the Sun Devils here in this one. All right, we got Bama and Vandy here, a little SEC showdown. Vanderbilt laying the 4.5 points I'm seeing here, total 178.5. And, at first glance, you might think that's a high total, but anybody that knows college basketball knows Bama wants to get up and down and run. So does Vandy. Both of these teams averaging over 90 points per game, both playing at a fast rate. To me, I would have had this one near the 180s, 185-ish. Last year's meeting was a 103-87 win for Alabama. Vanderbilt a whole lot better, though, than last year. Obviously, off to an insane start here. Vanderbilt, don't know if I want to touch a side here in this one, but I am looking at this total. I'm looking to take the over here, 177.5 in Bama. Vanderbilt should be a great game to watch if you like watching a track meet. But yes, we're on Vanderbilt, Bama over here in this one. Final college basketball game I'll talk about here. We got the SMU Mustangs, Clemson Tigers here. This Boopy Miller is a big-time player here. I do like the prop for him, at least over 20 points, maybe even a double-double. He's been getting 8 assists. That averages about 7 assists per game. Efficient scoring-wise as well, only 12 shots per game, and still averaging 20 points. 90% from the free throw line, almost a 50-40-90 guy this year here is this Boopy Miller kid. And then SMU also has some rebounding advantage here and size advantage. Also the better three ball as a team. Possibly wrong team favorite here at the end of the day. I get it, Clemson at home, but SMU plus the 4 is where I'd be looking here in this one. All right. Zipped right on through the college basketball. We're going to get into some NBA action here now. NBA today or for tomorrow, we got Raptors and Clippers. 1 second here. We'll read injury reports here in this. When you look here, I'm seeing Podol Hepburn will be out for the Raptors. And then we got about 5 or 6 names here on the injury report for the Hornets. Saloon, Miller, Diabate, Grant Williams, Ryan Kalkbrenner, all possibly out tomorrow for the Hornets squad. Obviously, Hornets impressive victory there. A lot of us were on those Hornets there. I took the points. Should have took money line on the site. I did put a little sprinkle personally on the Hornets there. Money line as well, plus 700 it was. Could have put it on the site as well. It is what it is. I just wanted to get the plus 15 out there. But that covered. And are they going to do something similar here? I mean, obviously, they're not catching as many points. I'm seeing this one almost a pick 'em here. Plus 2.5 now with the Hornets at home here. Just all those injuries kind of worries me. And then just the recent success that the Hornets have had against the Raptors. Trust me, the Raptors know it's time to bounce back here against this Hornets squad and finally show them who's boss here in the Eastern Conference. But yeah, injury report, I've told you, like I said, it's fully loaded here as far as the Hornets. But when I look at some of the numbers, like I said, Hornets have been dominating recent history. I believe it's 3 straight covers versus this Raptors squad. And Hornets are 7-1 ATS in their last 8 games. But those 3 straight covers here against Toronto, they're getting 7.5. They're getting the 8.5, the 6.5 point spreads, only getting plus 2.5. Cat feels a little out of the bag with the Hornets. Again, I'd love to back them here. But Toronto's not playing bad themselves, 4-1 ATS-wise in their last 5 games. Give me the better team at the end of the day here with a pretty solid number, if you ask me, a buy low number. Give me the Raptors here, minus the 2.5. Let's not overthink this one. Also, that injury report, a little sketchy for the Hornets. Obviously, NBA's next man up, but I like those Raptors here, minus the 2.5. All right, we got Bulls and Pistons here in this one. I am seeing 10.5 here for the Bulls, total 233.5. Really still an ugly injury report on both sides. Has not mattered for the Pistons. I don't want to step in front of these Pistons. They humiliated me the other night there when I was on those Knicks. Yeah, it's just been next man up all year long for this Pistons squad. I don't know. To me, it would be Pistons or pass. I don't like trying to chase here with the Bulls. It's an ugly injury report. Again, let me read it for you just to clarify what I mean by that. It's what? Giddey's still out. Kawamura now, the kid from the Grizzlies, the Japanese guy. Kobe White, Bucelis, Smith, Collins, all out now for the Bulls, or at least game time, a couple of them. But Again, ugly injury report. And then Cunningham, Duncan Robinson, Karis LeVert, Wendell Moore, Isaiah Jones. I mean, list goes on and on and on. Both of these squads, injury report wise, not one I'm rushing to bet. If you want to take some points with the Bulls, I don't blame you. Pistons have just been screwing me over all year long, so that's how I feel about this one. More than likely not betting on this one. On to the next one. We got 76ers and Wizards. Here I am looking towards grabbing the points here. I'm seeing actually waiting on a line still on this one. Let me see if I can find a line. I was hoping to get around double digits with the Wizards. 1 second. Let me find a line because this is one of the only games I haven't seen one. There we go. We do have an 11 and 234 is the total. When I look at the injury report here in this one, 1 second. We got Kispert, George, and Whitmore possibly out tomorrow for the Wizards. And then Watford, Oubre, and Embiid looking like a game time. I just don't want to touch the 76ers, especially laying a number like that. When you look at the Wizards, they're on a 5-2 ATS run in their last 7. But you look at their last 7 games against Philly, they're 2-5 ATS. But 76ers not necessarily playing the greatest of basketball. 3-9 ATS-wise in their last 12 here at home. I don't know, 11.5 points here with the Wizards seems like enough value for me to hop on board. Again, looking for a bounce back. Just got blown out there against the Timberwolves. Yeah, I can see the Wizards showing up, playing a little defense here on the road. Give me the Wizards here, plus 11 here to keep this one close on Wednesday. So there we go. Zipping right on through this NBA slate. Like and subscribe. And again, link in the description. I have a ton of plays tomorrow. So many plays will make your head spin. That's all I got to say. We got some making up to do these past couple of days. I got knocked around. Today wasn't as bad. I put in quite a few. It was just the Georgia game that really comes to mind that really pissed us off. Michigan as well. Why am I laying those big numbers? I get it. They've been covering those numbers, but that should have been a pass instead of favored or pass. I should have just passed it, but I'm not upset. I'm guaranteeing a winning day tomorrow. That's all I got to say. But let's get on to this one here. Nuggets and Celtics. I'm seeing now 9.5, total 230 here. When you look at the injury report here on both sides, really just the Nuggets side, Nuggets are basically throwing out their G League team who got it done last time against those 76ers. It was a Hunter Tyson, Zeke Naji type guys, the Peyton Watson. Again, you're having to really basically look at the 22nd man on this Nuggets roster. I get it. It's a bunch of G League guys filling in here for this depleted Nuggets. Let's just call it load management here. Can they do it again against the Celtics? Again, when you look at the Celtics, 5 out of the last 6 games, they've won by double digits. Do you want to step in front of them? I think they're a glorified G League team themselves. Is this where we're at in this day and age where Peyton Pritchard and Derek White are some of the best guards in the NBA? I'm scratching my head getting there. Hugo Gonzalez, Luka Garza. I mean, this is who we're working with here on the Celtics. I get it. Celtics probably will still make the playoffs and everything this year. One of the better teams in the East still. And that's today's day and age. It's always been next man up across the league, really. Shows how deep and how much parity there is in the NBA. I think the Nuggets prove my point when it comes to this parity. I think they can at least keep it within single digits. Again, you're getting 9.5, 10 points here with the Nuggets. We just saw them get an outright victory against the Sixers squad. Give me the Nuggets here to keep this one close here in the Boston Garden. But when you look also, they have been struggling in the Boston Garden. I believe 2-5 as well. Last 7 in Boston. I think the trend goes the other way here in this one. Take those Nuggets there on Wednesday. We got Hawks and Pelicans here in this one. I believe it was 7.5, 9.5 now, total 241. With Hawks being the favorite. Pelicans on a 1-7 ATS run last 8 games. Hawks not doing that well as well. What 4-9 last 13 ATS wise. The Hawks though, when they play New Orleans at home, last 7 meetings 5-2 ATS. But both of these teams you would think over, right, with this high total at 241. Well, not so fast. 5 out of the last 7 for New Orleans have gone under the total. 7 out of the last 10 for Atlanta has gone under the total. And we get a high 241. That's where I'm looking instead of trying to touch this spread. Again, Pelicans might be due here, not necessarily rushing to back them. But I think this under 241 is pretty playable here. Hawks and Pelicans under 241 here in this one. All right, we got Nets and Magic here. I'm seeing Nets, the 2.5-point home dogs. So when I see this one, total 223 as well. Magic are 1-4 ATS in their last 5. When you look, they're 3-7 on the road there in the last 10 meetings versus the Magic or versus the Nets on the road. So what's weird though is they've won 7 straight against the Nets. So obviously playing majority of those at home, but here on the road, like I said, they have struggled in Brooklyn. Again, 2 teams as well also trending to the under. That's why I see a low total. 223 is low NBA wise, really. Magic 7 out of the last 10 have gone under. You could double it here with the Nets. 14 out of the last 20 have gone under for the Nets. I think the Nets can play some scrappy ball here. A deep young team. I get they haven't played great this year. A lot of rebuilding going on. Cam Thomas in the fold of things. MPJ, Michael Porter Jr. has looked great this year. I can keep going on and on. The Tyrese Proctor, man. I like the 2 bigs, Clowney and Claxton. I'd be on the Nets here. I'd be on the under, maybe even a same game parlay or double straight bets there. Nets, Magic under 223. And give me the Nets there. Take the plus points or the money line, whatever you guys prefer. All right, we got the next game up here. Knicks and Clippers. Clippers obviously 7-1 ATS wise last 8. Just dreadful for the Knicks. However, last 11 games they're 1-10 against the number. Rough here. Obviously, we had them, like I said, the other night against the Pistons. Let us down. Laid a big goose egg. It's 4 straight losses now for the Knicks. I think enough's enough. I think they whoop up on the Clippers here. Clippers obviously have played well in New York, 5-1 in their last 6 games in Madison Square Garden. But Knicks this year are a different beast at home, 14-6 against the number at home this year. And again, desperately due for a win, 4 straight losses. Give me those Knicks in a blowout, bounce back spot at the crib. Give me the Knicks here, -5.5. Love those Knickerbockers there tomorrow. Give me the Suns, Grizzlies next game. When you look at the number here in this one, 1 second, we got Suns here laying at 3.5 points. 227 here is the total. Let me read the injury report here. I forgot to give you the injury report for Clippers Knicks. My bad. Because it was Harden, a bunch of Derek Jones. There's some key pieces out for the Clippers, not to talk about the past game. But again, back to Suns, Grizzlies. Injury report here. Really just Jalen Green I'm seeing for the Suns. But when you look at the Grizzlies, Ja Morant, Cedric Howard, Brandon Clark, Edey, Conchar, all on the injury report for the Grizzlies tomorrow. And then looking at some of the recent numbers here, Suns have lost 6 straight games versus the Grizzlies. But however, they're playing amazing basketball right now. 9-1 against the number last 10 games. I get it. They're laying a little bit of something here on the road, but 3.5 is totally doable. And I think they finally break that little losing streak they've had to the Grizzlies. Give me the Suns here minus the 5.5 or 3.5, excuse me, here in this one. Give me those Phoenix Suns. All right, this one here, we got a gigantic number. We're seeing here Thunder minus the 18.5. They are total here 242 as well. Big number, big spread. When you look at the Jazz, they're 1-6 ATS wise in their last 7 games versus the Thunder. 7 straight losses here versus the Thunder. I can't believe the Thunder did that the other night, obviously, to the Hornets. We were on the plus 15, don't get me wrong, and even sprinkled the money line, but I was one of those. I was like, you get off principle if you take the points, sprinkle a little bit on the money line, but we weren't really expecting it, worry. It cashed. Can't see the Thunder doing it to themselves again. They haven't been playing well. 2 straight losses here for them. But when you look at how they've played against the Jazz this season, already 2 meetings they've covered both times. Blowout victories for the Thunder. Would not be surprised to see them do it a 3rd time this year here. Laying 18.5, I think, for a reason. I don't think they give out a big fat money line price 2 nights in a row like that. I'd be looking Thunder's way if I had to bet this one. More than likely not betting this one, though. On to the next one. We got Lakers and Spurs. Another tricky game here. I'm seeing Spurs laying the 7.5 points. When you look here, total is 233. Injury report-wise here in this one, I was seeing just Devin Vassell on the Spurs sitting this one out. Harrison Ingram as well. Game time. Both of those are actually game time. But then you look for the Lakers. Hachimura out. Obviously, Austin Reeves, Gabe Vincent. Thiero out for the Lakers. Lakers have been playing good ball, though. 5-1 ATS-wise last 6. When you look at the Spurs, 1-6 ATS-wise in their last 7. Again, 3 straight wins for the Lakers. Both teams coming off a back-to-back. I think the better team still is the Spurs, though. I'm not scared to lay it with these Spurs. It is getting up to 7.5. I would have liked 5.5, maybe even 4.5. Probably not betting this one as well. I can't get behind the Lakers. And when you're looking at the injury report, I was also seeing LeBron listed as day-to-day. We'll see if he plays on a back-to-back here. Don't know if the Lakers necessarily care enough for this one. Again, happy with 3 straight wins. They are a couple games back from the Spurs, but an older team here, never scared to rest players, this Lakers squad. Again, forced to play, I'd probably get on the Spurs, but probably not going to be interested in laying anything here in this one, so I'll probably pass. But on to the next one. We got Bucks and Warriors here. When you look at the game here, Warriors injury report-wise, one second. We got just Prince here for the Bucks out, but a Draymond Green's game time now. Gary Payton, Cryer, Seth Curry possibly out for the Warriors. They're a deep team, the Warriors, at least 10 to 12 deep, this Warrior squad. We saw a Guy Santos come in the other night in the 4th quarter, play very well, almost get them the win. Obviously, we saw Steve Kerr get ejected last game. Uncharacteristic for him to blow up like that. Rightly so, honestly. I mean, we were on the Clippers there, but that was a goaltend. It also seemed a little bit like he's desperate to get this Warrior squad finally playing some competitive basketball. That's the old baseball move there where you yell at the umpire, try to get your team pumped up, and it worked. Warriors almost came back and won that game. But here, laying points against the Bucks. I think the Bucks are looking to finally break this little spell they've had against the Golden State Warriors. You look last 6 games on the road against Golden State. They're 0-6 against the number. But Warriors aren't playing well themselves. Like I said, 1-5 ATS against the number this last 6 games for the Warriors. Forced to play this one, I'd be on the Bucks here, plus the points. I just think there's a lot of issues right now with Golden State. Draymond comes to mind. He's questionable. A bunch of issues there. And I think Kerr's trying to pull as many strings as possible. And that might not be working. I'd be on the Bucks here in this one. We got Rockets, Blazers here. I'm seeing 5.5 points the Blazers are getting at home. 6.5 now. Total 224. When you look at this one, Blazers are on a 5-1 ATS run last 6 games. Look at the Rockets, what they've been doing on the road. Last 10 road games, 3-7 to the number. Now they're going to go lay 6.5, probably 7 points tomorrow. And then you look at the injury report here for the Rockets as well. Still no Sengun. I was looking. There was another piece missing. 1 second. Still no Sengun. Isaiah Crawford. Not a too big of a deal. But yeah, those two pieces out for the Rockets. Still a plethora of guys for the Blazers. I know it's ugly. It's hard to back. Denny Avdija, as long as he's in, we can keep backing these Blazers again at home here, catching some points. Murray, though, is on the game time decision now. Drew Holiday, Jeremy Grant, Matisse Thybulle, Scoot Henderson, all looking to be out tomorrow. Obviously, you would have liked one of those guys to be announced as playing, but, Klingon and all these guys can bang up on the boards. The last time these two teams played, those 140, 116 towards the Rockets. I think this is a revenge not even get right spot, but a revenge spot for the Blazers at home. We'll take the points here with the Trailblazers. All right, almost through this Wednesday slate here. We just got to skate on over to the ice. Again, like and subscribe. Let me know what you guys are thinking here. In this one, leave a comment in the chat as well. Almost through right here. We got hockey here to break down. When you look, 1 second, we got Stars, Capitals minus 140 favorites here. And then when you look, Stars 7-3 in their last 10 meetings versus Washington. I think this could possibly be the team that is a little bit of medicine for these Stars here. 6 straight losses. Washington 4-9 in their last 13, not necessarily playing the greatest of games. And then you look in their last 13 home meetings versus the Stars, they're 2-11 straight up. Again, we're getting a little bit of plus money on the Stars because of how bad they've been playing as of late. But I think they finally shake it. And, give me the Stars here, plus the 120 on the money line in this one. All right, we got Canadians and Flames. When you look at this one, Wolf and Fowler expected in nets. Canadians, the minus 145 favorite. Total 6.5. Not too interested in backing or betting this one. Flames are 1-4 in their last 5 road games. Montreal, however, 7-3 in their last 10 games. Just not really interested in betting this one personally. The minus 140 is a little juiced if you wanted to bet on the Canadians. If you wanted to bet on the Canadians, maybe you go in regulation. There's ways to knock that minus 140 price down, but that's where I'd be looking in this one. Next one up, we got Blues at Blackhawks. Blues, the minus 125 favorite. Total 5.5 or 6. 5.5 here in this one. Hoffer and Spencer Knight here in net, or expected to be in net. Obviously, still no Bedard for these Blue Jackets. Have not been playing well. 5-10 in their last 15 games. Meanwhile, you look at the Blues in the last 10 meetings versus the Blackhawks. They're 8-2 straight up. Again, you are paying a little bit of juice, minus 125 with the Blues, but I think for good reason. I'm not scared to go to those St. Louis Blues tomorrow night against those Blackhawks. Give me the Blues minus 125 here in this one. All right, 2 more games and we're out of here. We got Senators and Mammoth. This one I'm going to be quick. We're seeing Merlanen here in goal. We were trying to step on the Senators or bet on the Senators the other night, and then we got Merlanen. I'm going to start calling it that. 6-7 this year with a 8.65 save percentage, giving up almost 4 goals per game in his last couple starts. And then Vejmelka here, not necessarily the greatest of goalies either. 8.96 save percentage isn't awful. But I just think it's auto fade of this Merlanen guy. We'll fade that. Go to the Mammoth here at the minus 125 price. Final game of the night, we got Sharks, Kings. Kings are really in better form as of late, but almost off principle. I'm looking at the Sharks just at the massive. It's almost a plus 230 price. I get it. Kings have dominated historically against the Sharks, but that's the only way I can feel about that one in the final game of the night. I'd be looking dog or pass with those San Jose Sharks, maybe even on the puck line plus 1.5 there with San Jose. All right, there you have it. That's the look ahead show for tomorrow. Best of luck to everybody. Tune in tomorrow. I'll be again breaking down all that action. We'll have some college football finally almost here with some NFL playoffs as well. This wild card weekend coming here right around the corner. All right. Real quick, check out these messages. You think Nevada can win, or you got San Diego Live college ball? Well, I was looking at the game last night, and I was thinking Nevada. I never got to the window on this one. Let me see the score here on this while we're talking about it. I was thinking Nevada, didn't get there because when I was looking at some of the shooting numbers, it was pretty ugly. Why can't I find this game? Why can't I find this game? He was trying to go live bet. Situation's probably long gone. Let me see. Bro, why can't I find this game? San Diego and Nevada. I'm about sick and tired of this crappy phone. Give me a second. Give me a second. I'm going to find it. All right, live right now. We got a 66-65. Nevada's up by 1. I believe it was the minus 120 favorite. I'll stick with it, especially with what we're seeing now, 66-65. This one on Fox Sports 1. Let's do a live bet on Nevada. Let me see if I can find this on a live price here on my book. Minus 135 I'm seeing live right now. Minus 140 now live with Nevada, getting a little juiced. Yeah, I told you I like Nevada before the game, but I think I told you guys last night, but doesn't mean that one's going to cash. San Diego State's scrappy. But there you go. That's the show for you guys tonight. Best of luck to everybody tomorrow. We will be back on again, 9 p.m. on the West Coast, 12 midnight on the East Coast. Click the description click the link in the description as well. Check out what we have on Tony'sPicks.com. And best of luck to everybody tomorrow. You guys make tomorrow a winning day. Peace.